You pick up your phone without thinking, not because you need it, not because something important happened, not because someone called your name. You just reach for it. 1 second, you were sitting quietly. The next second, your hand is already moving. Your thumb wakes the screen. Your eyes scan the notifications. And before you even understand what happened, you were somewhere else. A message, a video, a comment, a tiny red number, a headline, a person you have not spoken to in years. And then, after a few minutes, you look up and think, why did I even open this? Bento finds this very interesting. Humans carry small glowing rectangles in their pockets. Then they act surprised when the glowing rectangles keep glowing. But the strange part is not the phone. The strange part is how often the phone feels like it is calling you, even when it is silent. It is not just a device. For many people, it has become a tiny door. A door to comfort. A door to distraction. A door to other people. A door away from whatever feeling is sitting quietly inside them. And that is why checking your phone is not always about the phone. Sometimes, it is about what you are trying not to feel. At first, checking your phone looks simple. You are bored, so you check. You are waiting, so you check. You hear a buzz, so you check. But the brain does not only look for information, the brain looks for relief. Think of your attention like a battery. Every conversation, task, worry, decision, and emotion drains it a little. By the middle of the day, your battery is not empty, but it is weaker. So your brain starts searching for something easy, something quick, something that gives a little spark. And your phone is very good at that. It gives you small rewards without asking much from you. A new message feels like someone remembered you. A like feels like someone approved of you. A funny video feels like a tiny vacation. A notification feels like a knock at the door of your life. So the brain learns. When I feel tired, check the phone. When I feel uncertain, check the phone. When I feel lonely, check the phone. When I feel uncomfortable, check the phone. At first, it feels helpful. Then, it becomes automatic. A habit is like a path through grass. The first time you walk it, it barely shows. But if you walk it every day, the grass bends. The path becomes easier. Soon, you are not choosing the path. Your feet find it for you. That is what happens with your phone. The brain builds a shortcut. Feeling something? Reach. Waiting for something? Reach. Avoiding something? Reach. And because the phone sometimes gives you something interesting, the habit gets stronger. Not every time, just sometimes. And that is the powerful part. If your phone gave you nothing interesting, you would stop checking. But sometimes there is a message. Sometimes there is news. Sometimes there is a video that makes you laugh. Sometimes someone noticed you. The brain loves sometimes. Bento would say this is a very confusing machine, a snack button that does not always give snacks, but because it might give a snack, humans keep pressing it. This is why the phone can feel so hard to ignore. It is not only giving you pleasure, it is giving you possibility. Maybe something happened. Maybe someone replied. Maybe there is something new. Maybe there is a reason to feel better for a moment. And that maybe is very strong. You might notice this most during small empty spaces, standing in line, sitting on the bus, waiting for food, lying in bed, walking from one room to another. Those little gaps used to be quiet. The mind would wander. You would notice the room. You would feel your own thoughts. You might even feel bored. But now, boredom barely has time to enter before the phone appears. Boredom is not dangerous, but it can feel uncomfortable because it creates space. And in that space, other feelings can rise. Stress, regret, loneliness, a task you have been avoiding. A conversation you do not want to have. A question about your life that has been waiting patiently in the corner. So the phone becomes a cover, like throwing a blanket over a messy table before guests arrive. The mess is still there, but for a moment, you do not have to look at it. This is why checking your phone can become emotional. You are not just checking an object. You are checking for escape. You are checking for reassurance. You are checking to see if the world still sees you. That might sound dramatic, but it is very human. People are social creatures. Your nervous system cares deeply about connection. Long ago, being left out of the group was dangerous. So the human brain learned to watch for signs. Am I included? Am I safe? Do people like me? Did I miss something? Today, the phone turns those old questions into little buttons. Messages, views, likes, replies, read receipts, follower counts, group chats. The ancient brain is now living inside a modern notification system. Bento finds this slightly unfair. The human brain was built for campfires, faces, and small communities. Then someone handed it an endless glowing window to the entire planet. Of course it checks. Of course it wonders. Of course it gets tired. Because your phone does not only show you your life, it shows you everyone else's life too. And comparison is like wearing someone else's glasses. At first, you think you are seeing clearly, but everything becomes distorted. You see someone's vacation while you are eating leftovers. You see someone's success while you are doubting yourself. You see someone's relationship while you feel alone. You see someone's beautiful morning while your room is dark and messy. And even if you know it is not the full truth, your feelings may not care. The mind says, "This is just a post." The heart says, "Why am I behind?" So you check your phone for comfort. Then the phone shows you something that makes you feel worse. Then you check again to feel better. That is the loop. A bad habit is like a shortcut that becomes a trap. It saves you effort at first, then it slowly takes away your freedom. You open your phone to relax, but you leave feeling scattered. You open your phone to feel connected, but you leave feeling invisible. You open your phone to feel informed, but you leave feeling overwhelmed. And then, because you feel overwhelmed, you check again. Right? It is strange, but it makes sense. The phone gives quick relief, but not always real rest. Real rest is quiet. Real rest lets your mind settle. Real rest is like letting muddy water sit until it becomes clear again. But phone checking often shakes the water. New image, new sound, new opinion, new problem, new thing to want, new thing to fear. So your mind never fully lands. It keeps jumping, like a browser with too many tabs open. One tab is work. One tab is family. One tab is money. One tab is a message you forgot to answer. One tab is a video of a dog wearing shoes. And somehow, all the tabs are making noise. This is why you can check your phone for 30 minutes and still feel tired. You did not rest. You switched rooms inside your own stress. But the deeper reason is often this. The phone gives you a feeling of control. Life can feel uncertain. People are unpredictable. Work is demanding. The future is unclear. Your own emotions can be confusing, but the phone is simple. Tap, scroll, refresh, open, close, search, delete, reply. You touch the screen and something happens. That can feel powerful when the rest of life feels too big. When you cannot fix your loneliness, you can check a message. When you cannot solve your future, you can watch a video. When you cannot face a difficult task, you can organize tiny digital pieces of your world. The phone becomes a control panel, not for your life, but for your feeling in this exact second. And sometimes that is all the brain wants. Not wisdom, not growth, not a 5-year plan. Just a softer feeling right now. So please do not hear this as shame. You are not weak because you check your phone. You are not broken because your attention wanders. You are a human being, living near a machine designed to be interesting every second. That matters. But understanding the habit gives you space, and space gives you choice. The goal is not to hate your phone. The goal is to notice the moment before you reach. That small moment is important. It is like seeing the door before you walk through it. Ask yourself gently, what am I feeling right now? Am I bored? Am I tired? Am I lonely? Am I avoiding something? Am I looking for comfort? Am I looking for proof that I matter? You do not have to answer perfectly. Just asking the question changes the habit. Because now the phone is not invisible. The loop is not hidden. You are awake inside the moment. You can also create small pauses. Put the phone across the room for 10 minutes. Not forever, just 10 minutes. Let your brain remember that silence is not an emergency. Turn off notifications that do not truly need you. Not every app deserves a key to your nervous system. Keep your phone away from the bed when you can, because the first thing you touch in the morning should not be the whole world asking for your attention. And when you feel the urge to check, try giving yourself one breath first. One slow breath. That is all. A tiny space between feeling and action. Bento likes tiny spaces. Tiny spaces are where humans become a little more free, because freedom does not always look like a dramatic life change. Sometimes freedom is sitting in a quiet room and not reaching for the screen immediately. Sometimes freedom is feeling bored and realizing you survived it. Sometimes freedom is letting a message wait. Sometimes freedom is noticing that your life is still here, even when the phone is not in your hand. Remember, your attention is your life in small pieces. Every moment you give away becomes part of your day, and your day becomes your memory, and your memories become the shape of your life. So the question is not, why do I check my phone so much? The deeper question is, what is my attention trying to take care of? Maybe it is trying to protect you from discomfort. Maybe it is trying to find connection. Maybe it is trying to escape pressure. Maybe it is trying to feel less alone. That does not make the habit good or bad. It makes it understandable. And once something becomes understandable, it becomes a little less powerful. Your phone is not evil, but it is not neutral either. It is a door, and every door leads somewhere. Some doors lead to connection, some lead to learning, some lead to laughter. Some lead to a room where you forget yourself for an hour and come back feeling smaller. So before you open the door, pause. Not with guilt, with curiosity. Where am I going? And what am I hoping to find there? Because maybe what you are really looking for is not on the screen. Maybe it is rest. Maybe it is reassurance. Maybe it is courage. Maybe it is one honest moment with yourself. The phone can distract you from that moment, but it cannot replace it. And the more you practice staying with yourself, even for a few seconds, the less the glowing rectangle has to rescue you. Bento is still learning this about humans. They often reach for the thing outside them when something inside them needs care. And maybe that is the real lesson. You do not need to punish yourself for checking your phone. You just need to listen to the part of you that keeps reaching. Because that part may not be lazy. It may be tired. It may be lonely. It may be overstimulated. It may be asking for a break in the only language it knows. So be kind to it. Then teach it a new language. A breath. A pause. A walk. A glass of water. A real conversation. A few quiet minutes where nothing needs to be refreshed. The world can wait. The screen can wait. The notification can wait. You are allowed to come back to yourself first. If this helped you understand yourself a little better, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone whose battery might be running low too. Bento is still studying humans, and